start listing them and letting the world know that we don't need judges like that in our justice system. I was in court today and I saw what Justice Abdulmalik did, and I was appalled by it. The summary way he just dismissed the lawyer who was applying for bail, saying that, oh, you have to fight for bail a certain way. And when she even gave her ruling, she said, we are returning back on the 25th of May to come and apply if there is any bail application. That's what she said. These people have to be taught a lesson that this is our country. And we are not going to be accepting their old ways of doing things anymore. Their shenanigans, we are tired of it.
Yes.
That's the essence of going to the ministry. The Ministry of Justice, according to the Minister of Justice, has never been occupied by protesters before. We are the first to do it. We occupy the place effectively and shut the place down. But it is time to shut down this country until justice is done. So maybe just say, maybe Lawyer Marshall has an update on bail application.
Well, it's quite unfortunate. Chidebere, Comrade Chidebere, our brother and our friend, with whom we are well pleased.
Very well pleased.
Is a victim, or was a victim, of forced disappearance until today. The young man was kidnapped in Abuja here, in broad daylight, without due recourse to the rule of law.
Yes.
Nobody in this country, either the government, the military, or the police has the right to forcefully abduct any Nigerian and force him to disappear without recourse to the rule of law. An arrest cannot be enforced or carried out without proper administration compliance with rule of law. Where a Nigerian citizen, freeborn, is adopted in broad daylight without access to his families, to his children, to his lawyers, and to his doctors, that amount to forced disappearance, and this clearly violates every known national and international. The abduction of our brother, Comrade Chidebere, till today, clearly violates Chapter 4, Sections 35, 34, and 41 of the Constitution. And likewise, it also violates the African Charter on Human and Basic Rights and the UN Convention against forced disappearance of persons. And there are penalties that were prescribed in these laws against persons, either state agents or state actors who embark on such an unlawful acts. We are calling on the military authorities to, as a matter of urgency, identify the soldiers responsible for the unlawful abduction and kidnapping of Comrade Chidebere.
Yes.
The law prescribes a punishment of not less than 2 years for such officers responsible for these acts. Yes. The Anti-Torture Act of 2017 clearly prohibits it. And several international laws. So we are calling on the authorities to, as a matter of urgency, that Nigerians are very, very interested in knowing the persons who embark in these unlawful activities. Comrade Chidebere is not a criminal. As far as we are concerned, and we maintain this that Chidebere has committed no offense under the law. Freedom of expression and the duty to expose corruption in every sector, either in the army or in the police or in every other sphere of our national life, is a fundamental right and responsibility of Nigerian citizens. As an activist that Comrade Chidebere is, he owes an obligation under the African Charter to ensure and commit his time and resources for the advancement and the betterment of his country. This is what he has done by exposing corruption and the unfair treatment of Nigerian soldiers who are laying their lives daily to secure our lives and properties in this country. That in itself is not a crime. The attempt to gag the media space we maintained should never be embarked upon by these governments. Having elected to embark on this terrible cause, we call on the government to desist and stop. Fortunately, they have decided to file a 4-count charge is innocent of all of those allegations against him. We will ensure that we also serve the DSS with this bail application before the close of work today, so that my Lord can graciously come back either on Thursday, Friday, or worst case on Monday to hear this bail application. Comrade Chidebere was switched off from his wife and 2 young children on the 26th of April in Abuja. Since that date, he has not had access to his wife and his 2 children. This clearly violates the rights of Comrade Chidebere and his 2 young children to right to family life as guaranteed by Section 37, Chapter 4 of the Constitution. So we are urging the authorities that despite the court process, particularly the AGF, now Section 175 of the Constitution, which gives the AGF the powers and officers under his command to institute legal actions, clearly stipulates that there is a procedure that such actions must be done in tandem with public peace, with the interest of the public. What interest will this instant charge filed by the DSS, who has no business in the dispute between the military authorities, who has been stealing the funds, the money set aside for the army to feed in the war front? Of what business does the DSS have with filing a charge in the first place? What business does the military have, or does the DSS have, in filing a charge under the Cybercrime Act? Is the DSS one of the agencies, prosecutorial agencies in Nigeria? They are not. The DSS has no business, has no right to file a charge under the Cybercrime Act, particularly Section 24 of the Act. These are matters that are clearly within the purview of the police, and before such a charge can be filed, the police must first carry out a proper investigation. There must be an investigation report indicting him for committing such an offense. But however one looks at it, a charge under Section 24 of the new Cybercrime Act, which clearly only stipulates that the Nigerian citizen has exposed corruption, should not have been in the first place. So we are clear on the AGF, as a matter of urgency, exercise its powers of nolle prosequi and discontinuance in this matter. This matter should be withdrawn from court, and this matter should not be in the public space at all in a democracy. Thank you.
Nigerian army, with the matter of urgency, the chief of army staff needs to call the prosecution to a halt immediately. They need to actually call this prosecution to a halt. The reason why they need to call this is because the integrity of the Nigerian army is currently at stake. The integrity of our fallen heroes is currently at stake. It is very important to understand that there is no smoke without fire. Justice Clark came out and made observations, even stated the sources of all the information. An intelligent officer would use that information for the betterment of the country by ensuring that they do a proper investigation and come and cope every issue as to corruption within the system. This issue of persecuting him is currently malafide. It is out of malice, and I am standing with justice on this platform and saying, free Justice Clark now. Thank you. Thank you.
Come out. You cannot crack justice. I will share the charges. I will share what Nigerian federal government army they carry an innocent citizen go court for. I will show you people. Now can I read laughable charges what our Nigerian APC military has done to.